There are disappearances that happen suddenly through violence or chaos. And then there are disappearances that happen quietly through a series of small choices that don't look dangerous at the time. Choices that make sense in the moment but slowly remove every path back. This is one of those cases. This is the disappearance of Andrew Gosden. Welcome to Where the Trail Ends, where we follow the story until it disappears. Andrew Gosden was 14 years old when he vanished. He lived in Doncaster, England, with his family and was known as intelligent, quiet, and independent. Andrew was gifted academically, especially in mathematics, and was described by those who knew him as thoughtful and reserved. He wasn't a troublemaker. He wasn't rebellious. He was routine-oriented and dependable. On the morning of September 14th, 2007, Andrew did something he had never done before. He skipped school. His parents believed he left the house as usual, wearing his school uniform and heading toward the bus stop. Instead, Andrew walked to the bank, withdrew money from his account, and made his way to the train station. Nothing about this morning looked panicked. Nothing suggested urgency or distress. Andrew didn't pack a bag. He didn't take extra clothing. He didn't leave a note. He didn't turn off his phone intentionally. He simply didn't bring it. That choice alone would shape everything that came next. Andrew purchased a one-way ticket to London. This detail has been examined endlessly, but what often gets lost is context. At the time, Andrew was offered a return ticket and declined it. That decision has been framed as suspicious, but it also removes something crucial: flexibility. A return ticket is a plan. A one-way ticket is open-ended. It doesn't mean he planned to disappear. It means he didn't plan beyond that moment. Andrew boarded the train alone and arrived in London later that morning. CCTV footage captured him exiting the station. He was calm, unhurried. He blended in. That footage is the last confirmed sighting of Andrew Gosden. From that point forward, the trail does not abruptly end. It narrows, quietly. One of the most unsettling aspects of this case is how ordinary Andrew's decisions were. Skipping school, taking a train, visiting a city. None of these actions are inherently dangerous. None of them point clearly toward harm. But each choice removed something. By skipping school, Andrew removed the safety net of immediate accountability. By not bringing his phone, he removed communication. By buying a one-way ticket, he removed a defined return. By traveling alone, he removed witnesses who knew him. None of these decisions on their own are alarming. Together, they created silence. Technology existed in 2007, but it was limited. Andrew did not have social media profiles. He did not leave a digital trail of messages or posts. There were no location services, no apps quietly tracking movement. Once he stepped away from the train station cameras, the modern world lost him. And that absence of data created a vacuum. In many cases, speculation fills that space quickly. Assumptions harden into narratives. And in Andrew's case, theories began to form almost immediately. Some believed he ran away. Others believed he was lured. Some believed he intended to return home that same day. But intention is not evidence. What we know is this: Andrew did not access his bank account again. He did not use his passport. He did not contact friends. He did not resurface in any verifiable way. His family searched relentlessly. Appeals were made, sightings were reported, but none were confirmed. Years passed and the case remained open, unresolved, and painfully quiet. What makes Andrew's disappearance so haunting is that there is no obvious breaking point, no clear moment where everything went wrong, no dramatic scene to anchor the mystery. Instead, there is a series of normal actions that slowly erased the path back. Andrew's case forces an uncomfortable realization. Sometimes people don't vanish because something extraordinary happens. Sometimes they vanish because the world stops noticing them. There were no alarms triggered when Andrew didn't arrive somewhere. No one waiting at a destination. No appointment missed that raised immediate concern. By the time the absence was recognized, the window to retrace his steps had already closed. This is not a story about a single bad decision. It's a story about how easily someone can move forward without leaving a way back. Over time, the silence surrounding Andrew's case became its own presence. Each year that passed without answers made certainty harder to reach. Without evidence, every theory remains incomplete. Without proof, every conclusion feels premature. Andrew Gosden did not leave behind a mystery filled with clues. He left behind a sequence of choices that ended in stillness. And that may be the most unsettling part of all, because nothing in his story requires danger. Nothing demands tragedy. And yet the outcome remains the same. Andrew walked forward, and the trail did not follow him. More than a decade later, his disappearance remains unresolved. Somewhere, the truth exists, not hidden behind complexity, but lost in the quiet space between one decision and the next. Thank you for watching. This is Where the Trail Ends.